Hello and welcome to another episode of lime green Lego bricks on grey base plates. You can pretty much guess what I've got here. I have jigged things around a little bit since the last video. I think it's called Learning As You Go. So I'll give a little update of the plates we have in front of us now, and I'll work through what I've done this weekend. So what we're looking at here is either the west side of the station or the central side of the station. I'm not thinking that far ahead yet. As you can see, it's getting bigger. So you could probably say this is an episode of how to make your house appear very small, very quickly. Here we have what is going to be the eastern side of the station. So with the guidelines for the platforms and the tracks. Now, earlier today I went to the Lego shop. I've been to the Lego shop a lot this weekend, and I've been to more than one Lego shop. On the way home today I went through London Bridge, and it was whilst I was standing on the platform waiting for my train to go, and I thought to myself, the central platforms need to be a lot wider than I've made them. And I also thanked my lucky stars, various deities. Now this is for me realising that before it was too late. Tell you what I'm going to do for a second. It's on my computer, so it's potentially even more boring than normal, but it means that I can. Yes, it means that I can carry Lego plates, which I'm pleased to say are still actually modular in the way they were intended. I'll explain them in a minute. You already know most of them, to be fair. Said it enough times, but I think it helps to see them in the state that they've evolved to over the course of the weekend. I've made one decision. Whilst this is going to be modular, as I've said, together. Oh, you can see the underside of my table. You're very lucky, aren't you? The bridge pieces are also going to be modular. So there we go. Isn't it good? And lucky for me that that is tidy. So again, we have the inside of the retaining wall. That is the supports for the railway bridge there. Colours aren't important. Again, road, tramway. Forgive these pieces, they're vintage. It's just for the sake of having a smooth surface. I found that was actually better than putting the bridge pieces directly on. I'll say for why later as well. I've managed to keep it modular, but it's actually better for playing with, potentially. I've just noticed a slight flaw there. I'll have to come back to that. Canal, as we know, just now been given its base. Again, the supports as per Amsterdam. Don't worry about these pieces. There's a reason that is the way it is, because at the moment I hinted at this earlier, I've made the first decision that the first two modular bridge pieces are going to be the under construction version that I first mentioned, rather than the bridge as it is now. Road, cycle path, again the retaining wall and the supports at the other side. I will get these in a more pleasing colour when I do a bricklink order. I'm getting to the point now where I think I've made the decisions that I need to make. These are modular bridge pieces. Apologies about the colour, I don't have any black pieces that fit this. I might go back and change them, I might not. I've taken lots of pictures as I go, although I don't know if I'll post them all. I was thinking of maybe doing a blog post, but this is taking too much time anyway as it is. So the plates there are just pushed up against the railway tracks, and these here are the sides of the bridge. So this is, as I said, the bridge piece that's going to be the construction set, and that's why these are the way that they are. I will make another one at some point. So they fit, that fits there ish. It's reasonably well supported. I had a problem that the joins in the middle of the canal wasn't perfect. That's pretty much what the green pieces are supposed to do. And there will be an overhang. Seems to have got in there. So that will be the part where all the construction work's going on. This is the aforementioned gap that I mentioned. Now I might build a sort of very light floating bridge or something there. We'll see what happens. This piece here is my working bridge module. May or may not need more support. Seems to be okay at the moment. Spent the best part of this morning just working on that, and I'm thinking that the track sections going through the station are going to be the same, so I can take the track out of the station. Also made the decision that the roof of the station is going to have to be modular too, and maybe even the platforms, but I haven't thought too much about that. So this is structurally the bridge. The only thing that needs to be done here now is pretty much bulking up around. I'll have to study the webcams. This is a bit of a blind spot for the webcams. I'm not sure what to do here, so I think I'll just build the wall. And then when it's starting to take more shape, I'll decide what I'll do on top of it. You know, this is the front of the station, the track's going to curve around. I've still got 2 spare base plates. So whilst this is reasonably modular still, I'm happy about expanding it, because as it is, I can take it down 2 flights of stairs, and I can set it up in the living room. I've got quite a lot of floor space in there. So that's my update. I'm not going to be doing any real detail yet. What I will do is, if I can push this over here again, and hope that it goes down. I've got, courtesy of the Lego shop, I managed to put these on my dummy engine. So I bought the set before last Christmas as a present to myself, and I also bought some spare carriages off eBay and a spare unit. So this is unpowered. I bulked it up on the inside, But the one thing it didn't come with were these pieces here. So I was expecting to bricklink them, and just to bricklink individual items was horrendously expensive. Notice I still have the power button. I should probably turn that to a red one or something. So we can run full-length trains. So I'm not going to put all the trains out. Oh, nearly fell over. No, obviously am I going to run them just yet. But for the sake of having something to look at, we'll put some trains on. See what I've got over here. I can get easily. Not a whole lot. I'll tell you what I will do, and this is probably not very good for scales. I'll actually put the Lego City bus, and of course the tram. Let me put this on and then I'll zoom in again. Now, I've got a feeling this is going to be another long one, but hey, it's Sunday night, it's relaxing, right? Just get another round of block just to stop this from sliding down. Are we still zoomed in and focused all right? Yeah, not so bad, was it? So there we go. I do love the colour of these trains, calling them the Freccia Verde. It's a little homage to the Freccia Rossa train, which is my favourite high-speed train. I had considered actually changing all the lime green bricks to red, but then I decided that don't know, maybe it's a futuristic type situation. So as I said, there's a contemplation of a bricklink order coming through, because you can't get the bits that I need for here in Lego shops. I also am going to need a lot of shiny grey pieces of various shades of grey, I suppose, as well. Possibly whites and also yellow for the platforms. So, and also probably black, so it doesn't look quite as messy as it did. This is actually the retaining wall from my first mock-up. I've been meaning to take the pieces apart. Some of these pieces here are actually my daughter made when she was very little. She made a school, and those are the blackboards. So if possible, I'm going to give her that back. So for now, I think we're pretty much done with the bridge, except for some bulking up and a little bit of decoration. I mean, obviously there's going to be a lot of decoration coming here. Got to bulk this up, this area. Got to bulk that up area, shine it, and then the station plates that I showed you earlier, there's got to be a lot of this. My idea there is much like here, I'm going to bulk up as I've done just platform level, and then build the station around it. So that's going to be the strategy, and then I'll build the roof on top of the station. I still have no idea how I'm going to do the roof, but if I get to that point, you know, I think I've already passed the point of no return. I'm doing this. Doesn't really matter how. Might think, how come he spent so much time at the Lego shop, but he hasn't really seems to have a lot of bricks here, but a lot of them are bulky uppy bits and black flat pieces. These are proving to be very useful, because I was maybe going to cut this piece out here. So these are small 4x6 dark greys. I might get some others, some 2s, which of course I can't get at my local Lego shop, so I'm going to have to go online for them and build the kind of the pier situation. As you see, if I scroll down, there's going to be a pier over there. So we're going to be doing details soon, but I think first of all, bulking up the station tiles. So as you can see, it's going to be quite tricky to move things around, but tricky is better than impossible, and I'm quite happy with tricky. Holding a camera whilst doing it is going to be hard, but that's the situation. Gonna have to lump it. It's quite late on a Sunday evening now, so I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks for watching, anyone who's made it this far. Hopefully it's inspired people, even if it's a case of I really want to do something, I don't know where to start or what have you. I mean, I can't say it's particularly instructional, but you know, if I share my experience, then you know, might save somebody else sometime. I do think it's gone pretty well. Just recently, I tell you what, we've got some really nice angles on these bricks. Rather unsurprisingly, I am enjoying myself. As I've said, I've got an idea for the graffiti wall. My daughter has said she'd do some artwork for me. I think I might do 1 or 2. There is a railway bridge outside of Milan where a very fine piece of graffiti. It's a railway bridge over a canal, strangely enough, in Milan. Not near the station, it's near the fancy restaurant area. The Naviglio Grande. I'm sorry, I don't practice my Italian anywhere near as much as I should, so naturally my pronunciation is pretty rubbish. But yes, underneath that railway arch is a very impressive piece of graffiti, which I actually took a picture of 2 years ago when I was walking there around this time of year. I walked along the canal. There's a church. It was the feast of the end of Christmas, so there was actually church bells ringing in a church not far from where the graffiti was. It was unique. I tend to be there more in summertime, but it's a good place to go in winter. Anyway, I'm rambling again, and we're now at 18 minutes. I can't stop looking at this stuff. I'm not seriously happy about having the bars, but headcanon says that's concrete. So as I often said when I used to do talkies on SimCity, this is going to look really good when it's finished. But other than sticking vintage red bricks on to bulk it up, either this piece to bulk the streets up really, and to bulk up the station area, not going to be doing much this week, I don't think. Plus I probably will need to do an online order. I bought a load of the brown ornate pieces. Gonna need them for the station, you see, so they were there, so I bought them. So I bought a lot of Lego that I haven't used yet, and then I've also found that I didn't buy enough of what I needed and ended up having to go again. But I didn't count every one piece here. If you want to think that, you know, if you're watching the pennies and you think, oh well, I'm gonna make sure I get the exact right number, I'd say just get as many as you think you need and a little bit more. And if you have to go again, you have to go again, or if you have to order again, you have to order again. Unless of course you've done this before. This is my first time. I will, you know, for a proper build, as I mentioned. It's a learning experience too. I've always made do with what I've had, and never really thought that you could go get the spare parts and do it. The ProRail YouTube channel actually had some very good drone shots when they did a summary of the work they were doing at Christmas with the bridge piece being put in. So now this is a very wobbly hand drone. There we go. It is going to look great when it's finished, and as I've said the first time, this is going to be a functioning railway set. Still haven't made the 100% decision about the minifigure question. I think I'm going to go modern. It might upset my daughter. In the meantime, I'll probably get to put some signage up on there, actually on the bridge, to warn trucks not to drive down here and bash the bridge. I'm getting way too far ahead of myself. Let's see if we can get the tram moving. I know some people have motorised this tram set. I don't know if... Well, I'm telling you now, I'm not going to. It is a play set after all. Trains will move. Tell you what, before I go, let's get a few different angles. An aerial shot. Tram is dangerously close to the end. Unfortunately, I can't see how this looks. There we go. Spend the early part of the week doing some extra research, and in the evening bulking up. And in the meantime, I also thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for your patience, and I hope you enjoyed the show.